My name is Peter Whitmore. I'm 63 years old. Some of you might remember a video I shared a few weeks ago. I never expected the response it received. The messages, the comments, they meant more to me than you can imagine. Thank you for that. But today, I need to tell you something I didn't say back then. Something more personal. Something that completely changed the way I understand love, marriage, and time. And I want you to hear this carefully, because what I'm about to share might save you from a kind of pain that lasts for decades. My wife Susan and I were married for 41 years. That's longer than many of you watching this have been alive. And for most of that time, I believed we had a good marriage. Not perfect, but solid, stable. The kind of marriage people admire from the outside. But here's something no one tells you about long marriages. You can live with someone for decades and still never truly know them. You can share a bed, a home, an entire life, and still remain strangers in the ways that matter most. Susan passed away 6 years ago. Pancreatic cancer. Diagnosed in March, gone by July. 4 months from healthy to hospice. And during those final weeks, lying in that quiet room holding my hand, she said something I think about every single day. She said, "Peter, we wasted so much time being right instead of being close." At first, I didn't understand. Honestly, I got defensive. I thought, we had a good marriage, didn't we? We didn't fight much. We were dependable. We built a life together. But that was the problem. We were comfortable. And comfortable is not the same as connected. For years, Susan would suggest small things. Let's take a pottery class together. Why don't we go dancing anymore? Do you remember when we used to stay up all night just talking? And every time I had a reason. Too tired, too busy, too expensive, not practical, maybe later. I wasn't trying to hurt her. I truly believed we had time. I thought those little moments didn't matter. I thought love was about the big things, providing, being faithful, showing up when it counted. But I was wrong.
Love isn't built in grand gestures. It's built in small, ordinary moments. The conversations over breakfast, the walks with no destination, the way you listen, truly listen when your partner talks about their day. And slowly, I stopped doing those things. Not all at once, so gradually I didn't even notice. One missed conversation turned into another. One "not tonight" turned into 1,000. One "we'll do it later" quietly became never. And Susan adapted. She stopped asking me to dance, stopped suggesting classes, stopped reaching for those deep conversations. She built her own world, her own friends, her own life, and we became polite roommates who happened to be married. I told myself this was normal, that this is just what happens in long marriages. The passion fades, routine takes over, but comfort is just another word for complacency. When Susan got sick, everything changed. Suddenly, we had a deadline, and in those final months, we talked more honestly than we had in 20 years. She told me about dreams she gave up on, pain she carried silently, moments she felt invisible in her own marriage. One night, about 3 weeks before she died, she told me about a trip she had always dreamed of taking, Scotland. Her grandmother was from there. She wanted to see the Highlands, walk through the villages, understand where she came from. She had mentioned it to me many times over the years, and every time I dismissed it. Too expensive, not a good time, maybe after we retire. We never went, and now we never would. She wasn't angry when she told me. That's what hurt the most. She was calm, resigned, like she'd accepted long ago that I wasn't going to be the partner she needed. I asked her why she never pushed harder. She looked at me and said, "I didn't want to make you do something you didn't want to do. I wanted you to want to do it with me." That sentence broke me, because she was right. The biggest threat to a relationship isn't cheating, it isn't fighting, It isn't some dramatic betrayal. It's indifference. It's assuming your partner will always be there. It's stopping the effort. It's choosing comfort over connection. Relationships don't die from one big mistake. They die from 1,000 small neglects. After Susan passed, I found a journal in her nightstand. Reading it felt like discovering someone I'd lived with, but never truly seen. She wrote about loneliness, about feeling unheard, about times I was physically present but emotionally absent. She also wrote about love, about the man she married, about hoping he'd come back. I was right there, but worlds away. And here's the hardest truth. I wasn't a bad husband. I was an adequate one. I met the minimum requirements, but love requires more than not doing wrong. It requires intention. If you're in a relationship right now, ask yourself, when was the last real conversation you had? Not about bills or schedules, but about dreams. When was the last time you did something just to make them happy? When was the last time you showed them they mattered? Because one day, one of you will be gone, and there are no rewinds, no second chances. I keep a photo of Susan on my desk from our honeymoon in 1982. She's laughing, full of hope, and every time I look at it, I think about how little it would have cost me to say yes. A week, some money, some effort, and how much it would have meant to her. Please don't make my mistake. Don't waste your life chasing ego, appearances, or revenge. Don't let comfort steal connection. Don't wait for later. Love actively. Love intentionally. Before time runs out.